The crack of a slap split the silence in first class. Blood traced a thin red line down her lip, dripping onto a tailored $3,200 Navy suit. Seat 2C felt like a spotlight as 12 shocked passengers froze, phones raised. "You people need to learn your place," hissed the white flight attendant, her voice shaking with rage. She had no idea she'd just struck the wrong woman, the owner of the very aircraft she was standing in. Dr. Nia Caldwell sat still, eyes calm, hand brushing the platinum lapel pin that bore the Sterling Arrow emblem, her company's emblem. She glanced at her diamond watch, a custom Felipe engraved CEO. 37 minutes until landing. 37 minutes until her predator realized she'd picked the wrong prey. Nia had boarded Sterling Arrow Flight A302 without fanfare, slipping into the plush leather of 2C, a seat she personally designed for her $68 million G650 fleet. But fate had placed Linda Harrow on duty that day. "Ma'am, I'll need to see your boarding pass again," Linda said sharply. Nia handed over the platinum ticket without looking up from quarterly reports. Revenue up 24%. Contracts surging past $2 billion. Linda examined the pass like a forgery. "These seats are for executive platinum members, business owners, leaders, people who've earned their way here." Eyes darted from champagne glasses to phone screens. The tension was thick enough to choke on. "I'd like ID and a credit card," Linda pressed. Nia produced both, a driver's license and a black Centurion card. Linda barely glanced. "Anyone can fake these. I'm asking you to move to economy, where you belong." Nia's voice was silk. "Where I belong?" Linda leaned close, her whisper sharp. "I know your type. You people always cheat the system." The phrase hit like a grenade. Phones recorded. Breath caught. Nia's fingers traced the platinum pin on her jacket. Sterling Arrow's logo worth more than Linda's annual salary. "These seats," Linda's voice rose, "are for people who contribute to society, not those living off handouts." "I'll count to 10, she announced to the cabin. "If she doesn't move, security will." Nia opened her briefcase, sliding a contract onto the tray table. Sterling Arrow letterhead, her signature, authorizing $900 million in aircraft purchases. 1. Linda's voice dripped with contempt. 2. Nia checked her watch. 35 minutes to Miami. By 8, Linda's fury peaked. They always play the race card. 10. Linda's hand whipped across the cabin, crack, connecting with Nia's cheek. Blood welled instantly, staining the lapel. Gasps, phones clicked. Linda's chest rose in triumph. "Maybe now you'll respect this cabin." Nia dabbed her lip and smiled. "You have no idea what you've just done." A deep voice cut through the air. "Step away from the passenger." Air Marshal James Porter towered over Linda. Relief flashed across her face, until he said, "I wasn't talking to her. I was talking to you." Her mouth opened, closed. "I'm the one who—" "You're standing over a bleeding passenger with your fist still clenched." 12 sets of eyes locked on her white-knuckled hand. Phones recorded in merciless clarity. Linda stammered, She was being disruptive. You just admitted assault on a federal aircraft," Porter said flatly. "She doesn't belong here," Linda snapped. Nia's gaze never wavered. "And yet, here I am." The head attendant, Mark Reynolds, appeared pale. "Linda, what happened?" "She was hostile. I disciplined her." The word disciplined poisoned the air. Porter stepped forward. "Ma'am, hands behind your back." Cuffs clicked. Linda's voice rose unhinged. "She's playing the race card." "I never mentioned race," Nia replied softly. "You didn't have to. It's in your attitude, your entitlement." Nia's fingers tapped her briefcase. A tiny recorder blinked red. "This has been recording since you first approached me. Every word, every slur, live streamed to our legal department." Linda froze. "That's illegal." "It's federal security testing," Nia said evenly. "All passengers consent when boarding Sterling Arrow flights." Mark's jaw dropped. "Sterling Arrow?" Nia's smile was razor sharp. "Yes, my aircraft, my company." Gasps rippled through the cabin. Thompson, in 1A, dropped his champagne. Chen in 3B stopped typing mid-tweet. Porter stiffened. Sterling Harrow held nearly $1 billion in federal contracts. His paycheck existed because of her. Nia turned to Linda. Employee ID 52819. 3 prior discrimination complaints, all buried to protect the brand. That's confidential. Nothing is confidential from the CEO who signs your checks. The cabin door opened. FBI agents stepped aboard, flanked by Sterling Harrow's legal team. Cameras flashed. Dr. Caldwell, Agent Melissa Torres said, "Do you require medical care?" "I require justice." Nia's voice cut like glass. Linda was escorted off, still muttering, still refusing to believe the nightmare closing in. In the boardroom days later, Nia faced Skylux Airlines executives, Sterling Harrow's largest client. Files spread before her. 47 documented discrimination incidents. "This isn't about Linda anymore," Nia said. "It's about the system you've enabled." Chairman Robert Lang's face blanched. "We followed compliance." "You followed minimum legal cover," Nia snapped. "Now you face personal liability for hate crime conspiracy." 2 contracts slid across the table. Option 1, total reform, my terms, in 30 days. Or option 2, I release this file to federal prosecutors and terminate our $850 million annual contract. Lang's hands shook as he signed. The ripple effect was instant. $100 million set aside for passenger restitution. Mandatory bias training for every employee. Real-time surveillance on all first-class cabins. Within 60 days, 47 airlines adopted Sterling Harrow's zero-tolerance policy. Incidents dropped by 78%. Months later, Nia stood before 3,000 aviation leaders at the National Safety Conference. 6 months ago, she began, a flight attendant decided I didn't belong in first class. Today, 2.5 million passengers fly without fear because we proved change is possible. The ovation lasted 7 minutes. In a concrete cell, Linda Harrow counted the days. 8 years in federal prison. $25 million in restitution. Lifetime ban from aviation. She replayed the moment over and over. The slap, the calm smile, the scar that would outlast her career. 30 seconds of hate had cost her everything. For millions of travelers, it had bought dignity. If this story shook you, hit like, smash subscribe, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Share this with someone who still thinks discrimination has no consequences. Let's make sure the whole world sees this reckoning.